Speaking of vaccines, there is something very interesting going on, which is that Donald Trump, the former president, although he was softly dismissive of vaccination when it comes to any kind of requirement and continued to play up freedom, we all need our freedom, we all need our freedom, has actually become a very forceful advocate for the safety and efficacy of COVID vaccines. And we have an incredible clip from yesterday. Donald Trump did another interview with OAN. So you've got Fox News, which is crazy right wing. You've got Newsmax, which is even crazier. And then you've got OAN, which is even crazier than Newsmax. And Donald Trump was sort of softly confronted by the reporter about there's all these people concerned. There's all these concerns about the vaccine. And Donald Trump very forcefully said, it's ridiculous. And by the way, listen to when Trump says there are officials who are not even telling the truth that they've been vaccinated. I believe he is signaling Ron DeSantis here. And I'm going to get back to that. Check out this clip.
Because a lot of viewers wrote in. I put a kind of all call out to our viewers on the program. Okay. If you had questions for the president, what would it be? Good. Top 2, election integrity. We'll get to in a second. But the other one was the vaccine. Right. You recently stated in an interview with Candace Owens and when you were on the road with Bill O'Reilly doing the book tour and the speaking engagement that you've had the vaccine, 2 shots, and you've had the booster. Right. And you recommend it for folks. We have seen with the VAERS report, there's tens of thousands of side effects. And more.
Now, remember, the VAERS reports are unverified. This is important. Anyone can submit something to VAERS. Anybody. We can't glean anything from VAERS.
Side effects in this vaccine, any vaccine history, and more deaths. Dr. Robert Malone, 9 patents for the mRNA technology being used in the vaccines.
Remember, Robert Malone's claims have already been debunked.
He came on my program a couple weeks ago and said, unless you're over 65 and have a comorbidity, I recommend it. Other than that, I don't recommend taking it. He even is upset he took it himself. He's having heart issues. Looking back, we know that Warp Speed was great. You did amazing with getting rid of it.
and the talking out of both sides of the mouth. The rapidity with which you got these vaccines done is amazing. We just don't want them because they're not good vaccines. Getting them is great. Using them, not. It's completely. I mean, it is a pretzel. It is a pretzel.
To get something out there. But after now so many months of the vaccine being administered and these side effects and Americans' questions of it, do you reconsider your push for it, or what's your view now on the vaccine in general?
Well, I've taken it. I've had the booster. Many politicians, I watched a couple of politicians be interviewed, and one of the questions was, did you get the booster? Because they had the vaccine. And they're answering it like, in other words, the answer is yes, but they don't want to say it.
He's very clearly referring to Ron DeSantis there, and this is already a signal about if DeSantis wants to be the nominee in 24 and Trump wants to be the nominee in 24, it's going to get very ugly very quickly, which I love.
Because they're gutless. You got to say it. Whether you had it or not, say it. Right. But the fact is that I think the vaccine has saved tens of millions of people throughout the world. I have had absolutely no side effects. I've had it like other people have had it, nothing special.
So Donald Trump here is, he other than the fact that he takes credit for the vaccines, for which he deserves no credit. The U.S. pre-purchased doses. That's all they did. Trump deserves no credit for the vaccine. These vaccines were going to be developed in this amount of time, no matter who was president. You could have had, Barney Rubble as president. These vaccines would have been developed. Trump is absolutely right about what he's saying. And it is crazy that these networks now are having to sort of put themselves in these pretzels. Hilariously, this guy on OAN still equates Trump to Jesus, to just look at the level of sycophancy.
Now, look, he's not perfect. No one is. He sins, I sin, we all sin. But as you know, who did our Savior, Jesus Christ, hang out with back in the day? Who did he use to spread his message or do his will?
Right.
Guess what? They weren't famous. They weren't politicians. They weren't rulers or tyrants. They were lepers. They were prostitutes. They were the blind and the deformed. The people that society had cast away.
Yeah.
They were, in a word, deplorables.
Right. So there we go. They still love Trump and see him as a godlike figure. When Trump is the voice of reason, you know you're on an insane network. And without any hesitation, Trump's lying about his role in the vaccines. But what Trump is saying, about the vaccines themselves is absolutely right. Your internet traffic can be observed by a number of people, your internet service provider, big tech platforms, even by the government. And that's why I protect my internet connection with Atlas VPN, which hides my IP address, making me invisible to these intermediaries on the internet who can track me and sell my data. I also use Atlas VPN to watch shows on Netflix and Hulu, only available in other countries. But the privacy aspect is what's most important to me. If you're not using a VPN, read about it, read about why they're so important. And with just one Atlas VPN account, I can protect all of my devices at the same time. You turn it on once, you forget about it, you stay anonymous. Right now, Atlas VPN is having a big sale for my audience, giving you 86% off. This comes out to $1.39 a month. Plus, you'll get 3 months free. Just click the link below and use the code PACMAN.